Hello everyone, I'm Rashmi Magla. I'm working as an assistant professor for the BBA department of St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. The subject that I'll be taking up today is e-commerce. This is our 9th lecture and we'll be starting with Unit 2 today. The topics of Unit 2 that I'll be covering today are technological requirements for online business, network, which will have LAN, MAN and WAN. So we'll see this topic in detail today. Now let's see the technological requirements for online business first. Now, like all business require proper planning, discussion, backup plans or contingency plans. Similarly, before we build up any e-commerce store or any e-commerce business, we again have to do proper planning about everything. So before starting an e-commerce business, we need to think and list down all the possible aspects that we would require regarding the online business. So here we have some of the technological requirements that are required for an online business. Let's see them one by one. The first one is computers. Now see, of course, when we are setting up an online business, computers is the first and foremost thing that each employee should have. Then, now these computers, they should not be slow. They should not be rinky dink or bottom of the barrel relics. Like, they should not be from the early 90s, but they should be comparatively new ones which have high speed tools. And each computer should have plenty of memory. For example, from 500 MB or more. Hard disk space also should be allowed. There should be a fast processor, maybe 2 to 3 gigahertz, and a quality screen for minimum eye strain. So these are the minimum requirements that we should have, the specifications of a computer that we should have. And not only this, your computers must be set up in a network with a file server and shared internet access. The internet access must also be shared. And those who are dealing with large files such as graphic artists or design shops, they must have very powerful computers to be able to quickly manage and store the files. Let's see the next one. The second thing that we require most is high speed internet access. See, every business, no matter how big or how small, when we are setting up an online business, we need to have high speed access to the internet. And having traditional dial-up access, it is very slow and very limiting for a business. So high speed internet, if we are having high speed internet, it will enable you to take advantage of online backup, VoIP and other technologies that you won't get at all as efficiently with a dial-up connection. And for those business who are only online or who do a significant amount of business online, your internet service, that is the blood of your business, because without that your business cannot run. So high speed internet access is a must. The next thing that we require is data security. Now it's absolutely imperative that your business data is secure and backed up. Your local network and each of your computers, they should have a firewall. Now when we talk about firewall, it can be a hardware firewall for your network and at least a software based firewall for each computer also. And it should have antivirus software which may come bundled with the features to detect phishing and other online threats as well. And not only this, in addition, ensure your computers and network are configured by a local security consultant. And if in case there is a wireless network, so we need to make sure that that wireless network, it is also secured as well. And the next thing that we require is that our data should be backed up and that you have a recovery plan in place, so that in case a mishappening happens, so all your data can be recovered. So we should keep all the data backed up. The next thing that we require is web server. Now a web server is used to host an e-commerce website. All the HTML, JavaScript, PHP files, databases, media files, that make up the entire website, they all are stored on this server. The web server runs on Windows or Linux operating system, and managing a web server, it is very specific job. We need to manage the web server. And this website development companies host the site on their web server or pay a hosting company to provide space on a secure web server. The next thing that we require is server software. Now see, when a user visits any website on a browser, when any of us, we visit any website on a web browser, the web browser knows the client is requesting some specific information. We don't visit it just for fun, no? We require certain information, any specific thing we are searching on the browser. So it processes that request, the browser processes that request and serves the correct files to the client. As in when we search something, when we get the results, we get some related files related to our search. So the web browser then displays these files to the user after finding all. So there are many types of server software which include like application software, database software, file server software, which can be used. And the most popular web server software that we use, it includes Apache and Windows IIS. That is a common one. Now, next thing that we require is web tools. Now, a web authoring tool is used to create the front end of an e-commerce website. When we have to create a front end, so we require these web tools. They range from basic HTML text editors like Notepad to more complex graphic authoring tools and CMS. CMS means Content Management System, with built-in frameworks and debugging tools. And not only this, HTML files, they are created by Dreamweaver along with the cascading style sheet, which enhances the visual appearance of the site. And these graphic design packages, they are also web authoring tools which design the skin for a user interface. So web tools is another technological requirement of online business. Then next thing that we require is database system. Now a database is an integral part of an e-commerce website. Now database, why do we use it? It is used to store information about the products, about the services of the website, such as pricing, description, image, details and sales. So if there is no database, will we be able to store our information? No. And not only that, in addition to this, the customer detail also, they can also be stored in the database. Like, what the customer has ordered, their payment details, their shipping details, contact, everything gets stored. For example, when you purchase something, for example, you've purchased something from the Flipkart. When you open your account, you can go to your My Orders section from where you can get to know the information. You can not only know about your current orders, but you can also check the past orders which you have placed. And along with order, they give us the payment detail, they give us the shipping detail, that where it was shipped. Everything is stored in the database. So that is why a database system is a must. Then next thing that we require is networking. Now see, transfer control protocol, TCP, and internet protocol, they defines as how computers should connect with each other through the internet and how they share information. Now common TCPs and IPs protocols are HTTP and FTP. We use these protocols to access the website without even realizing it. We use so that we can have an access to the website. And FTP, file transfer protocol, for example, we use it to download files from a browser. Now when we talk about an e-commerce website or online store, it is considered essential to provide a secure connection, as we said. So SSL, that is Secure Socket Layer, and TLS, Transport Layer Security, they are the protocols that are associated with the trust and security of any e-commerce website. Then next thing that we require is browser compatibility. Now a web browser is a software application that is used to locate, receive and display content received from the web servers. Now popular web servers the popular ones are Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer. We all are familiar with these ones. So web developers and web development agencies, they test the website, see how it displays on multiple browsers across multiple devices and screen sizes before launching the website. So before we launch the website, several tests are performed to see that how the website appears on different browsers. The next thing is ports. Now, ports allow one device to connect with the other through a different and unique IP address. Now, a device can have more than one port. For example, port 25 SMTP, is it's usually reserved for email. It is used to transmit data from remote email servers. And if that port is blocked, no emails can be sent. For example, some other ports. See, the common one is 443 HTTPS, which we often see. It occurs on the screens at times. And the firewalls that are there, no, they can often block a port to tighten the security. Then, the last thing that we require, the last requirement for an online business is domain names. Now, domain names, what they do is they link to a company or a brand. Successful e-commerce companies have recognizable domain names. For example, if you have any smaller business, then it is best to select the domain name as per your business name. This would help to rank highly in search engines. So, if we need ourselves to get ranked up in search engine, our domain name should be selected as per the business. So, for example, if a business becomes successful online, it is important to protect the brand by doing multiple registrations of domain names such as .com, .net, .uk, .org or .co. We use these kind of registrations to protect the name. So these were all of the technological requirements that we require for setting up an online business. The next is network. Now, we all know that network allows computers to connect and communicate with different computers via any medium. Via the network, we can connect one computer to the other. Now, there are three major types of the network that are designed to operate over the area they cover. So, on the basis of the area covered by them, we have three main types: local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network, LAN, MAN, and WAN. Let's see them in detail one by one. Local area network or LAN. It connects network devices in such a way that personal computer and workstations can share data, tools, and programs. They are connected in such a way that data, tools, or programs they can be shared amongst the workstations. The group of computers and devices, they are connected together by a switch or stack of switches using a private addressing scheme as defined by TCP or IP protocol. Now, we know that local area network, from the name we get to know that it covers small geographical area. Size is limited to a few kilometers and are privately owned. For example, one can use it in office building, one can use it in home or hospitals or schools. So, private owned area uses LAN, local area network. Then we come to the next one, metropolitan area network, that is MAN. Now, metropolitan area network, it covers larger area. The area covered by it is larger than as covered by LAN, and smaller area as compared to WAN. So, metropolitan area covers an area which is little larger than LAN, but it is smaller than WAN. That is wide area network. It connects two or more computers that are apart but resides in the same or different cities. So, it connects the computers that are distant, that are apart, but they are within the same city. It covers large geographical area and may serve as an ISP. It can serve as an internet service provider. MAN is designed for customers who need high speed connectivity. Speeds of MAN ranges in terms of Mbps. And it's hard to design and maintain a metropolitan area network. Example of MAN are the part of telephone company network that can provide high speed DSL line to the customer, or the cable TV network also in a city. So they are example of MAN, that within a city they are connected. Then third one that we have is wide area network. Now, wide area network is a computer network that extends over a large geographical area, although it might be confined within the bounds of a state or country. The boundaries can be within a state, or maybe they can be spread within the country. A WAN could be a connection of LAN connected to other LANs. LAN means local area network within one private owned space. When we connect various local area networks to each other, so that whole connection we can call it WAN. And how do we do that? We connect the LAN connecting to other LANs via telephone lines, via radio waves, and they may be limited to an enterprise or corporation, or may be accessible to the public also. The technology is high speed and it is relatively expensive. Now we have, basically we have two types of WAN: switched WAN and point to point WAN. For example, for switched WAN, example is asynchronous transfer mode, ATM network, and point to point WAN is basically like dial up line that connects a home computer to the internet. So those are examples of switched WAN and point to point WAN. So these were the topics that were supposed to be covered today. Let's see some questions. What are technological requirements for online business? You have to mention all the requirements. Then explain the major types of network. All the three types that we studied just now: LAN, MAN and WAN. Stay tuned for the upcoming lectures of Unit 2. Thank you.